Hello YouTubers, this is Rail Rocket Ricky here with the fourth and final video focusing on Thunderbirds, danger and deception. In this video I will be reviewing the story The Big Freeze, adapted by Ben Page, which goes along this plot. A failed missile defense test at Camp 21st Century leaves the personnel of the Antarctic base freezing to death and in deadly danger of radiation poisoning. Thunderbirds 1 and 2 race the danger zone, but the harsh polar conditions hamper their rescue efforts and leave the chances of success perilously slim. Before going to the story itself, I must point out that there is a misprint within the description of the Big Freeze here, as the story takes place within the Arctic polar region, not the Antarctic region. Now, going into the story, Camp 21st Century, which is a World Army base, carries out a missile test, which goes badly wrong as the missile crashes into the nuclear power plant, damaging the reactor. Despite going to emergency power, Camp 21st Century urgently requires a new reactor from Baffin Island, which is to be delivered by the icebreaker Shackleton. Luckily though, Scott is flying Thunderbird 1 in the polar region of the Arctic Circle, carrying out tests of the new Arctic and sub-zero systems fitted to his craft. So Scott checks out the Baffin Bay sea conditions, which turns out to be bad news for the Shackleton as she becomes trapped in the ice, despite being an icebreaker. Back at Camp 21st Century, the situation worsens as the reactor shields break apart, leaking radiation, which results in the power going dead. John, aboard Thunderbird 5, soon receives an SOS from Camp 21st Century, which he relays to trace the island. Jeff orders Thunderbird 2 out to the Arctic polar region. Gordon and Alan join Virgil aboard Thunderbird 2 Pod 4, which carries the Firefly as well as Thunderbird 4. Thunderbird 4, piloted by Gordon, frees the Shackleton from its icy grip, allowing it to resume its journey. Meanwhile, after melting the ice of Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2 arrives at Camp 21st Century, where Alan drives the Firefly into the reactor inferno. Despite a blowback, Alan successfully puts out the fire. Well, I said that the Big Freeze was going to be a very cold mission for international rescue, and it certainly was. Ben Page's adaptation of this comic strip is brilliant, especially giving names to the various guest characters in the story. Talking of guest characters, General Abrahams, voiced by John Coleshaw, is voiced exactly like Pierce Brosnan. Listening to the story, you could imagine Pierce Brosnan himself playing this character. Dr. Eddie Markham, voiced by Genevieve Gaunt, is voiced exactly like Destiny Angel from Captain Scarlet. Whilst there is no deception, the Big Freeze is certainly full of danger, as you might expect from Thunderbirds. Danger and Deception, which is the 6th Thunderbirds audiobook, is fantastic and outstandingly brilliant. I am absolutely full of praise by the Anderson Entertainment team in bringing the novels and comic strips of International Rescue to life. I can't wait to hear what the next Thunderbirds audio stories will be. This is Rail Rocket Ricky signing off. FAB.